What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. I don't know why I'm wearing my headphones. That happens a lot. I wound up leaving those things on during a review. Um, Today we are reviewing finally Freddy versus Jason. I have been meaning to get around to reviewing this film for ages, and I am finally doing so. So, let's go ahead and read the synopsis. Two horror icons face off in this supernatural um movie. This disfigured serial killer Freddy Krueger, who attacks the victims in their dreams, has lost much of his power since the citizens of his town have become less afraid of him. Enlisting the help of the fellow violent murderer Jason Voorhees, Freddy orchestrates a new killing spree. However, the hockey mask wearing psychopath won't stop chopping up Freddy's intended victims. The two ghouls start to battle each other. So the fact that this movie actually even exists is kind of insane. The fact that this movie even actually exists, is pretty insane. It's two of the biggest horror icons that were kind of competing against each other for the longest time. This movie was in the works forever, and it was even teased the end of Jason Goes to Hell. Don't need to think about that movie too much. Going into this, I did not know if it was gonna hold up or not, but I do want to go ahead and get the negatives out of the way because there are a lot. A lot of the characters are very unlikable. Nothing really interesting is going on with them. The final girl is all right. What's her name? What's the character's name? I don't remember. Lori, which I don't know if it's meant to be a reference to Laurie Strode or not, but overall, I think this movie does exactly what you want it to do when it does it. Um, I know I said that a lot in the Godzilla X Kong review. But anyway, um, in this movie though, there's a lot of characters that is like that just don't really care about, and in the slasher that's pretty, but like you get characters that are very I don't know. Like you get good. I will say one thing: Freddy and Jason get their own time to shine in the movie, and then when they actually fight, which it takes a while for that to happen, it's very entertaining. Or it's a lot of fun seeing these two slashers go at each other. There's some editing thing I don't like. There's like this weird slow mo stuff that happens a lot. A lot of the effects, though, I do like. A lot of the practical effects. And that was the thing with this film. They wanted to be as practical as possible. There is a few things that are CG, but they mostly wanted this film to be as practical as possible, and I applaud them for that. Obviously, I prefer practical effects, especially um in a slasher. One thing about this movie though, it definitely feels a lot more like a Freddy Krueger an Elm Street film than it does anything Friday the 13th. There's definitely Friday the 13th elements here, but they definitely linger on the Freddy Krueger side a lot more. Um, which I guess it's fine. There's not a lot of depth to the storylines of Friday the 13th as there is a Nightmare on Elm Street. So I guess it makes sense to do that, but I feel like you get more Freddy. Here's probably why he has um Freddy at the top, and there's but I think overall the movie is fine. I don't think it's great. I think it does a lot of what you want the film to do. But also it takes a while to get to some of that stuff, but it's got good kills. Um, I don't think there's that really any dull kills. There's maybe like one or two. Um, so I think a lot of the time you are getting a good slasher film here. Like, is it? You get all the stuff that slashers have typically, especially Friday the 13th films. Like the kind of characters that you don't really care that much about. Pointless nudity. Then you get the dream stuff that comes with the Nightmare franchise. And I feel like some of it doesn't blend well together, but most of it I feel like is okay and doesn't take you out of anything. Being like, oh, this is. There is one scene that's a giant expedition dump. Um, that I feel like doesn't make a lot of sense. It's basically to reiterate to the audience already knows, but like the characters need to figure it out. So we have to spend this whole scene having things explained to us that we already know, and especially stuff about Freddy, which having recently reviewed all the Elm Street movies, it's a little much having to like be like, okay, I listen to all this, even though, but I think Freddy versus Jason is a fun time. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I don't think it's typically a great film. But it's got some fun fight scenes, got some good kills. I think that's what most people want. And I think Robert Englund he's not at his like really over the top as Freddy as he was in some of the later sequels in the Nightmare franchise, but he's still got his. I feel like you can still say he's scary. There's also some line deliveries that I'm like, okay, this just feels like narration. Like we're like, there's like a scene with like, Freddy's like, not strong enough. I'll let Jason have his fun. Um, and then Jason, I'm really upset about the actor that plays Jason in this does a good job, but I really hate that it's not Kane Hodder because Kane Hodder was like the main guy advocating for Freddy versus Jason, and it's really upsetting that he didn't get to be part of this film. I don't really know why. I think I remember hearing stuff like why I have read stuff and everything about like why he wasn't playing Jason in this movie, but but I really wish it would have been Kane Hodder, because Kane Hodder is my favorite actor to portray Jason. I think it was because like um, his movies did not perform well that he was in. Even though I think Jason Lives is, I'm pretty sure it's his first Raj, or is it the New Blood? I don't remember. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. It's been a while since I reviewed those. Um, But I think Freddy versus Jason does exactly what you want it to do. At least at points. I think, like I said, it's got some good practical effects. A lot of the characters just are really hit or miss. I do like one character that's like the main guy, the main love interest dude, the main boyfriend guy, his friend. I like him. I would have liked to see more of him. And his death scene is probably the best in the movie. It's not as over the top as some of the other, but like I think it's the most well done. Um, but like the final fight, like on the dock with Jason and Freddy, and like everything leading up to that is just like is. But like, there are times where like I don't understand like the extent of like Jason can hit someone in this movie and they go flying. That's not really. And I don't mean flying like, oh, ooh, he's over there now. No, it's like whoosh. I'm like, oh, why is that the case? Why did he just go boo? Um. But overall, I think this movie. Critics give this movie a 42% on Rotten Tomatoes, and audiences give it a 50%. And I think I'm gonna agree with that 50%. I'm gonna go right down the middle with it and give it a 2.5 out of 5. I don't think it's a terrible film. I don't think it's um I think a 2.5. I know that sounds bad, but I'm gonna go straight down the middle with it. And I like the movie. I don't think it's anything fantastic or anything like that, but yeah, that's really all I gotta say for this review, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, Next reviews coming up. I'm not sure what they're gonna be, but I did watch a couple movies recently that I want to talk about. So probably expect some different reviews coming up soon. And I will be jumping into the Nightmare remake and the Friday the 13th remakes soon. So keep an eye out for those reviews. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see each and every one of you guys in the video. Bye.